This video is brought to you by Robinhood, the investment brokers that let you buy stocks, ETFs, and cryptocurrencies all commission free. There's still time to take advantage of this historic 2020 stock market crash, and if you sign up using the link in the description below, you'll instantly receive one free stock without even depositing a single penny. No, this still isn't my real portfolio, but I have added to it a bit, like the stock on your screen. That's Cody. They make like makeup, Revlon, stuff like that. What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got some very impressive and entertaining duels for you guys to check out. Well, I'll level with you guys. First duel is very good, very entertaining. Second duel is, it's okay. I'm not gonna lie. It's just kind of adequate. We're throwing it in there, so hopefully we can get 10-minute ad revenue because Lord knows we need it. Anyways, first duel is going to feature Shaddolls, but a very interesting build of Shaddolls. This is Nemesis Shaddolls. You guys know Nemesis, new archetype out of Eternity Code. I think that they're legitimate as a splashable engine. I do not think that you can play a pure Nemesis build. However, if you're trying to use them in conjunction with other like archetypes, maybe Metaphys and Shaddolls and stuff like that, that's where they can actually be pretty good. It would have been better had this, Umbrella been a level 2 for the totally awesome plays, or maybe if Thunder Dragon Colossus was not banned, but I digress. Anyways, gonna be doing its heroes in the first duel. I honestly think heroes, I think their go first game is just not really that good. I think it's kind of weak, honestly. I think it's never been all that impressive. I think heroes should always be a blind go second deck, but hey, what do I know? Anyways, I do know this. I know if you guys enjoy the duels, you should let me know by hitting the thumbs up button to help the YouTube algorithm and to help the channel try to grow. That is the best thing that we can do, is just take a second and hit that thumbs up. Anyways, heroes are up first, and you're gonna see why I just don't really believe in heroes as a go first deck. I mean, why I kind of understand running the Lightning Vortex, Lightning Storm, such a versatile card, whether you're going first or second, but well, no, really just if you happen to go second, but this just isn't it to me. I mean, Dark Law is still a great card, don't get me wrong, especially against Shaddolls, because it allows them not to hit the graveyard, and then they just can't really do anything if they're not hitting the graveyard. But it feels like it feels like the deck just loses to too many of the powerful cards. I mean, if the opponent had the Lightning Storm, that would get rid of Dark Law and Sunrise. So I don't know about that. Anyways, the natural and obvious response to Shadow Fusion, of course, will be Mass Change to at least make sure that those monsters don't hit the graveyard and will not resolve. And then you obviously get a search from the copy of the Shadow Mist. Now, it was interesting here. We see the Super Poly used into the Apkalone, and I really thought he would Super Poly using the Dark Law itself as a dark material, but didn't go that route. Instead, going for Apkalone and just going to go ahead and take the effect off. Well, I guess no, really, I thought he was go for Winda, because this does require 2 Shadow monsters, but I guess in the end he just gets the effects off anyways. We're gonna see some of the Nemesis cards hitting the board, and then we're gonna see what the Nemesis cards can do. The fact that they can recover advantage so easily is nice. We're gonna see the BLS Link monster hit the board as well. This card is probably a problem for heroes. I mean, I know that he does have the honest Neos, but if you get this guy big enough, heroes might not be able to deal with it, and they can't target it either for the evil hero Malicious Bane. So that might be a problem. He is going to ultimately drop the Nemesis Shaddolls, and that's going to pop the entire board, at least for the hero player, and then he's going to start doing some beatdown. This is a question, hold on, was this troll or what? This dude goes into the BLS Link monster and then destroys his own. What are you doing? Why'd you even go into it if you were just going to blow up all warrior monsters on the field? Oh my god, I just noticed, I think this guy's actually just trolling. Like, what? I just realized that. Now, he is going to search for the Dark Calling. He will use the copy of Lightning Storm. Doesn't realize that Shaddolls cannot be destroyed by card effects. Actually uses Malicious Bane's effect to try to destroy it. I guess he just figured I might as well, but again, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. He can run it over, or at least he can clash both monsters. Well, the Malicious Bane will survive because it can't be destroyed by battle, but the problem is he can just bring this guy back, bring back the Apkalone. That can go ahead and negate Malicious Bane. Now he can go for that Shadow Fusion play, and this was actually pretty spicy. He's running that one random Weathering Soldier. I gotta say, this is actually really good tech when it comes to Shaddolls. You send us to the graveyard, to make Shikanaga. Then you probably are going to have some high level monsters in your graveyard. You get the copy of Fossil Fusion for free, and then you can go for Fossil Fusion, and it's kind of like dropping two big fusion monsters in the same turn, basically off of one card. Now he's obviously going to clear the board with the Nemesis Proto, but to me this is like really smart. I kind of feel like if you're playing Shaddolls, it's probably worth it running the one copy of Weathering Soldier and then like the Fossil Fusion, because again, if you just want to go in for Shikanaga, you get basically another huge fusion monster for free. And don't sleep on, you know, these big fusion monsters. And this time, or this turn, he summoned the Fossil Warrior Skull King, cover card of the next Legendary Duelist, or no, excuse me, the next Battles of Legends. And obviously it's a lot of damage. He's able to just OTK his opponent fairly easily. What type of damage are we looking at? 25 and 26. I think we're at like 51 plus 28. Are we at 28? I think we're at 70. Oh man, we're at 7,900. Oh my goodness, we're 100 off. I mean, clearly he had the damage, but that actually wouldn't have been an OTK. Math fell. Anyway, second duel shows you exactly how not to play against back row people. I always say, guys, you got to use common sense when you're dueling. If you are playing Plunder Patrol, which is a deck that I am very high on, I think Plunder Patrol is respectable. If your opponent has 4 back row, now you don't know what those back row are, you should assume you're playing against a back row deck. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is go for high risk plays like this. Going straight into the white sailboat. That just doesn't make sense. If your opponent has like a Solemn Strike, they'll obviously use it. You're probably just going to lose the duel because you've invested too much and you've gotten almost no return. Now in this case, his opponent has Lost Wind, which is even better because it's a card that you get dual utility out of, not to mention your damage is cut in half. I felt like you just summon your monsters and start attacking your opponent. If they have Solemns, their life points are going to go lower. He does have the Ash Blossom for the Madoche Angeli, which is kind of cool, but you can't go for these high risk plays or even try to go back into the extra deck if your opponent has a Lost Wind, let alone if they have now shown you that they're playing this many trap cards. Just doesn't make any sense. This is like a textbook way of burning yourself out of advantage by, you know, maybe the second turn. First Solemn is going to take away the Blackbeard, and now, guess what? You don't have any more cards to play with. Your opponent is, well, Madoche is a deck that, I mean, maybe this kind of skews it because Madoche we know can pop off with like one card, so maybe this is kind of unfair. But even if the opponent was playing like Altergeist, all it would have taken was, I don't know, a Miluseek for them to just get back into this duel, one attack with Miluseek, get rid of your white sailboat, and they've probably won the game because you don't have any resources to fight back with. So you can see he top decks, I think that was Whitebeard if I'm not mistaken. He's going to go into another high risk play of Blackbeard, Solemned again, 63 life points, but honestly the life points are irrelevant. We can tell that the Plunder Patrol player is never going to get at their life points because can't get through these back row cards. Also had Madoche Promenade, and then another copy. Well, I think this actually was the same copy of Lost Wind, but I believe it actually got reset. But yeah, this to me is the exact way you never want to attack back row. I think when you want to attack back row, like, unless you really feel confident you can just plow through that many disruptions, probably try to play it a little slower. Don't go for so many high risk plays because they usually are gonna they're usually gonna backfire. Anyways, this is what the Shadow build of Nemesis actually looks like on paper. These ratios though, these ratios are all over the place, and we have some cards in here where I'm just like, wait, what? Like the one copy, I mean, I'm not saying these are bad cards, but like the one copy of Cosmic Cyclone, the one copy of Stormy Mirror Force, the one random copy of Paleozoic Dinomyscus. This is actually a card that I love. I love seeing Dinomyscus splashed in the decks because it is such a versatile defensive card, and you know, this card or this deck has discard fodder for days. It does not discard as a cost, which means it actually does trigger the Shadow monster, so that's super nice, and then you can summon it back from the graveyard. But one copy is just like so bizarre. I remember at a time when Salamangreat players were even like starting to play this. One copy of Dimensional Barrier. I love Dimensional Barrier, but D-Barrier as a one-of feels random. We got Shuffle Reborn, and then speaking of random, one copy of all the hand traps. I mean, hopefully you open with them because you're not gonna draw, well, at least you won't draw multiples. That's the good thing, right? You'll never have to worry about having a dead Ash in hand because you used the first one. Same thing when it comes to Nibiru. Now, the one little engine in here that I do think is kind of nice at one, that would be the Weathering Soldier and then the Fossil Fusion Fusion combo. This actually seems kind of smart because in a deck this big, you're probably not going to draw the Weathering Soldier if it happens to be in your deck. Activate Shaddolls Fusion, send this Joker to the graveyard, go for Shikanaga, and then you get to add this for free. And almost certainly you're going to have the materials in your graveyard to resolve this card because Weathering Soldier, of course, is already in the graveyard. And then it's like, is there any high-level monster in either graveyard? If there is, I can automatically resolve this card. So like this kind of engine I like, but some of these other cards being at ones kind of making me scratch my head, including Super Polymerization, which I mean could arguably be at 3 in any Shadow build. Anyways, of course, the deck list will be in the description below for any of you guys who are interested. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.